Good morning, everybody, and welcome to day 4 of our trip. That brings us to Tuesday. We're just kind of hanging out in the morning. This is our morning routine out here. Just chill because we're on vacation. But today is going to be about the ride, I think, because we're going to hit some of the roads out here. We're going to work our way up to Spearfish and Spearfish Canyon and all that. So stick with us and we'll show you around.
I'd like to take a moment to quickly thank our sponsors for this trip: Custom Dynamics, Sounds Custom, Sena Bluetooth, World Rider Industries, Riff Rack, and Redbird. Check them out in the description below.
Alright, I think we're recording. I think we got audio and video recording right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. That feels like a first for some reason.
I know. See if we can keep that streak going, right?
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. So, as long as everything is set up right, how long have you been riding?
How long have I been riding? Well, when I was younger, I had a bike, but I didn't ride much. So, really, seriously, probably since the mid-2000s.
Okay.
That's when I got my Heritage, and that's when I really started, riding miles.
Right. So, you went from the Heritage to the Road Glide, right?
No. That was 05 Heritage. I went from an 05 Heritage, had it about 14 months, went to the 07 Street Glide.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then I went from an 07 Street Glide to an 09 Street Glide, and that's what I just traded in on this bike a couple years ago.
Okay.
So, the Heritage, I had probably about 13.5 on it in 14 months I had it. Did one really long road trip down to Nashville. It was probably the longest road trip I did. Other than that, just weekend day rides. And then the 07, I went all over on it. Did the Blue Ridge Parkway, over to York. Where else? We did North Carolina. I went to Savannah, Georgia, North Carolina on another trip.
Okay.
So did quite a bit on it. And then like I said, had the 09, did the Natchez Trace Parkway on it. Then I was delayed a couple years. I had that tailbone surgery. That laid me up from any long riding for a couple of years. And then I got back into it. And then a year before last, I did a trip to Michigan and one down to North Carolina.
Nice.
But this by far is my longest, largest, most epic road trip.
Right on. Right on. And quite a few miles on your own, too.
Yeah. I mean, 750 to get to Albert Lea. It's going to be 750 to get back from Albert Lea. So, 1,500 on top of, whatever we ride this week. So, yeah, it'll be a decent amount of miles.
Right on.
And, but it's been great.
Yeah, it really has been a good time out here so far, and I really appreciate having you with. I'm honored that you put your faith in me to show you a good time. So yeah, I mean, as soon as I think I jumped on it right away, and it's crazy because it was back, I think, in October or November when this first came up, and then here we are, and it just seems like it was yesterday. Yeah, right on.
We were talking about it, but it goes by quick.
It does. Yeah, and this week will unfortunately go really quick too. So.
Sure. Yeah. I already told you I've been messed up on my days. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're on vacation and you're just like, wait, what? Today's what day?
Yeah.
I messaged a friend the other night because she sent me a picture of her having a drink with a friend, and I said, drinking on a Sunday, and she goes, it's Monday. I'm like, oh yeah,
right.
So it is.
Well, yeah, your days get screwed up and your hours, I've got an hour time difference. You've got 2 hours time.
Right, and I didn't even realize that till today. I knew I had an hour from Albert Lea. I didn't realize we gained, lost, however you want to look at it, another hour today.
Right on.
They're coming out here, so yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So what got you interested in motorcycles?
I think, we talked about you, early on, and I think, just exposure early. My dad didn't ride or nothing, but just a lot of people around me did, and, seeing the bikes and hearing them, and I was just there was always a fascination,
Yeah.
And my mom's answer was not in my house, and so I did get one once I turned like 19. I was still living at home, but I paid for it. But I just never really didn't have anybody to ride with back then, and I just had other things going on. So I got them, but I never really rode them much, just around. And then, like I said, it was like the mid-2000s. There was a group of people I knew through work that rode and got a bike and started riding with them.
Right on. So, yeah, just take a second and take in this view, huh?
What's that?
I just look at this view.
Yo, it's amazing. It's incredible. It I don't know. Some of it reminds me of what I saw on the Blue Ridge Parkway,
Yeah.
But most of it's so different from what I see in Ohio and in the states that I've ridden in.
Right.
I've mainly ridden in and around Ohio, and then, when I've gone trips, it's been southern states. So it's vastly different out here.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
Right.
Really, really cool.
Yeah, it's impressive. Living in southern Minnesota where it's all cornfields and pretty much flat land, and then coming up here, it's like...
Right, yeah, way different. Yeah, that was what I told a couple people, is I said, Ohio, Indiana, Iowa, it all looked pretty much the same, and then even into Minnesota, but, once we got, like you said, past, I guess, is it Fort Mitchell or Mitchell, just Mitchell, Dakota.
Yeah, Chamberlain area. Chamberlain's where you come down that big hill and there's that lake on both sides. Yeah.
Right. So once we came past there, it got vastly different.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of the point where I start getting excited when I get out there, because it's still boring between Minnesota and there, like.
Sure.
But yeah, this is a whole nother world out here, feels like.
Yeah, it really does. Really does.
There's that weird trike again.
I know. Well, I think that's a different one, though. I think it is. It might have been, but it looked different.
Okay.
I mean, same design, same one, but like a little different color.
Right.
That one looked more red. The other one was more orange.
Yeah, that could be.
So, yeah, you do see a lot of unique bikes.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one of the things that rodeo I told you about. You get down there and people have homemade trikes and everything. There's one that guy rides around, looks like an outhouse.
Oh,
I mean, this dude rides around the campground,
Yeah.
But yeah, you see unique stuff.
Right on. I haven't been a passenger like in a car out here since I was a kid, so
yeah,
like it's so hard to take it all in when you're riding because you have to pay attention to the road.
Right, for sure. Yeah, we never. We always are the same deal when I was a kid. We'd go kind of. We took vacations within Ohio, surrounding areas. Went to Virginia, did the beach vacation in South Carolina and Florida. But we never ventured out west. Had relatives that did, so got the souvenirs and saw the pictures. But we never did that.
Right on. Yeah, so like the Mount Rushmore area, obviously the monument itself hasn't changed, but that whole like complex area is completely different now from when I was a kid.
Right.
They totally redid it, because like when I was a kid there was like a lodge there where you could like eat and kind of overlook out the window and see the Mount Rushmore, and so yeah, it's a lot different now. But I'm sure it needed to be updated, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's a pretty incredible how big Custer State Park actually is.
Yeah, so a friend of mine, he's a work colleague, but he came out this way for a conference on some board he's on, it's been a couple years ago. And so, he was largely tied up with that, but he got a chance to get a rental car and head out and do a little bit of exploring, and that's what he was telling me. He's like how big Custer is, and
yeah,
he got to see a little bit of it. Drive up, see Mount Rushmore, and do a few little things like that.
Right.
With the little bit of free time he had.
So we are on the wildlife loop
now.
We're actually probably going too fast for the wildlife loop. Now he's got decent wildlife.
Yeah. They have to cooperate.
Yeah. They really trust you around here. Just point at your band like they can see it.
Right, exactly. That's my point, yeah. Here's the deal, from their side, like, they're getting paid, but they ain't getting paid all that much, and they're seeing thousands and thousands of people,
oh yeah,
come through here, even opposed to what they normally do because of all the bikes, and it's like, is it really worth it getting into, so.
Yeah. Well, and it is kind of nice if they don't make you actually stop. Because
it is.
It's kind of a pain in the butt on a bike.
It is. It is. That's one of my least favorite things on a motorcycle is toll booths.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you try to, always, like, if I go to North Carolina and stuff, I try to, have my money ready, but, it's still a pain.
Right.
In West Virginia, turnpike ain't bad. It's $2 every time. $2, $2.
Oh, okay.
There's like 3 stops.
Sure. Oh, there must be something up here. Maybe they just pulled over for the heck of it. I don't know.
Very open.
Yeah, this road is really pretty much all just like this. The whole wildlife loop.
I think they just stopped to stop.
Yeah. I haven't seen an area that looks burnt yet.
No, I haven't either.
Any prairie dogs? No prairie dogs. It's too hard to go 25 miles an hour on a motorcycle. I can't.
It's just not a very, it's not a sweet spot for the bike.
No.
Especially on these because it's that second, third gear thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where do you sit at?
Right. Yeah, the Milwaukee 8s might actually be better for this kind of road.
Yeah, I'd like to spend some time on a Milwaukee 8 just out of curiosity because the like I said, clutch pull's different, the friction zone's different. It handles, you got the smoothness, the way it handles different. And I could ride my buddies, more. He wouldn't care. But it's still not things that's a heritage,
Right on. Well, that's just it. Yeah, Harley Davidson. I think really you should send bikes for my riders when I do this kind of thing.
Right, exactly. That's a sponsorship deal there, buddy.
We want brand new bikes for our tours.
Right, sure. Yeah, good luck. Let me know how that works out. I'll be curious.
I'm sending out a PSA or whatever.
Yeah,
something. Public service announcement, like I don't know.
I suppose when I get back, like I rode his bike when he first got it, and that was it. And he's adjusted the handlebars stuff. I probably should ride it because I think when he goes to North Carolina for a week in around Labor Day, I think he's planning to take it down there, trailer it down there, and just keep it down there. Then he's planning to retire around January. So
okay,
so
sure.
it'll probably be my next few weeks be my last opportunity to really ride it, I guess.
Right on.
I mean, I've had plenty. I mean, he wouldn't care. He's been gone a couple times. I could have taken it whenever, but I just haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything, fire. But again, like Todd was saying the other night, it greens up quick. So
yeah, it does.
Especially if it's in one of these up in the higher elevations where you're looking off in the distance. It may not be obvious unless you're hiking through there up close.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, isn't there a deal too, like where actually they say fires are kind of a good thing because
yeah, it gets the old growth out. See, you got a bunch of old dead trees back there. I don't know if that's something they cut out because of the fire or what.
Right.
Yeah, they say it's necessary. When they don't get them, they do controlled burns.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, the buffalo are cool to see in person because, they're just so massive,
Right.
But, I think my favorite thing to see on this loop is the burros. And I guess, like Todd was saying, 2 of them got killed in the fire, and then one of them got bit by a rattlesnake a little while back here and died.
So, not too many of them left.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how many they had out here originally. I've only seen, 1 or 2, but...
Right.
They are cool little things, though. And, most of the wildlife is so tame out here, they're just so used to seeing people,
Right, sure. There's no threat, there's no pressure, and they see people every day, so...
And then the buffalo just don't care because...
Right.
What are you going to do?
Right, they're massive. They're what? I weigh more than your car.
Right on.
What do you care? What do I care?
I have seen a couple of videos online, though, where they charged motorcycles, started chasing them down. That would be super scary.
That would be scary. That would be scary.
I mean, I've definitely been out here where they, start getting pretty close, but they're not, acting aggressive,
Right.
They're still way too close for any sort of comfort.
Comfort, though, right.
Car.
Whoa, I see it.
This is a kind of a tight turn.
Yeah.
Really hard to do in third gear.
Really hard. I went down to second.
Yeah. Here's another one.
Harder going uphill than down, too,
Yeah. I had to be darn near close to scraping my foot pegs on that one.
Yeah, probably. Like I said, if you had a soft tail, a Heritage, you would, for sure, because that's just how they roll.
Right.
They're nice bikes, don't get me wrong. I rode one. I mean, I had it. I like it, but it's just... Like I said, it doesn't suit me anymore because it's just too... The seating position.
Right. Oh, that's bad. I'm cutting that out of the video. All right, animal. Seriously, where are you? I think we're behind, I think that's a tour thing.
I wondered, I was like, that looks like one of those vehicles. I didn't know if somebody had one or what, but yeah, that's what I thought.
So they must it must be a good time to be out here if they're doing a tour, you think? I don't know.
Yeah, or they just have the tours and you get what you get, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, that could be.
You know.
I can't even begin to tell you how pitch black it is out here at night.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I commented, like I said last night, about how clear it is, and you see the stars and everything. And I wrote back to a friend of mine. I was telling her, I was like, man, I wish you could see it. Now, there's no way for me to take a picture or a video to capture it, you know, but it's amazing.
Yeah. She makes T-shirts that say I survived the wildlife loop. Ah, yeah, that's a good one. Why are these yellow butterflies around here? It's like covering my bike, I know it. It's going to be yellow and blue the rest of the trip.
Now that is part of the package, right? When we get back to Albert Lee, I get a bike detail, right?
Sure, if you can find somebody who wants to do it.
Good luck on that, huh?
You don't want to wash until you're home, anyways.
Yeah.
You gotta keep that road grime on until you get done with your trip.
Right. Get a picture with it at the end. Be like, here.
Yep. Now, I've got spray cleaner with me.
I do too. The other day I didn't, because I knew we were going to hit rain. I'm like, well, it's just going to get jacked up again, you know? And
yeah.
So at some point I may hit a few spots just to try to keep the worst of it off.
That's right. Yeah, it's tough too, because it's like, when do you do it?
Right, exactly.
You get back and it's getting dark. Wake up, you get ready and start going again. So.
Right, exactly.
After coffee time.
Yeah. When I get back, hard to tell when I'll get to it when I get back, because I'll have about a full day off, but I don't know if that's what I'm going to want to be doing.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm thinking probably no.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too. Probably laundry and rest up, and that'll be about it.
Yeah, no doubt. So there seems to be two different philosophies for going around curves. Well, two correct ones. I don't know if they're correct, but the classes basically teach to slow down before you get to your curve.
Correct.
But then other guys say trail braking is the answer. So
yeah, and I have been subscribing to the trail braking theory. I mean, I think it depends on the curve, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
You know, some of them are suited to the slow down and then accelerate through the corner, and then other ones are more suited to the trail braking. So I think it's like it's a mixed bag.
Right.
Particularly your tightening radius corners and your real tight corners.
Yeah. There's a burnt tree.
Yeah.
Fire through.
Yeah. So there was fire out this way.
Yeah.
First I've really seen evidence of it, though.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely charged.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, it's definitely something happened out here. For sure.
So, yeah, this was definitely fire zone here.
Yeah. So, down through the loop I didn't see anything, but out here for sure there's been some fires. So, Oh, yeah.